Hi, I'm Casey Begley, and I am the BDF Visionary and Creative Director. And we are here tonight for Bliss Live. We have an interview with Andréa Spearman, and we're going to bring her right in. Hi, Andréa.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us and for wearing those beautiful flowers in your hair. It's like a crown because you're a
Yes.
queen. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, I love it. And you know what? We kind of match because I'm wearing like this pink lipstick and you have this
Yes.
pink, and I can see that really pretty eyeshadow, the green and the mauve. Oh, my things are flying all over the place already. Oh my gosh. Yes. Show it off. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh. Very nice. Is that how you get you get your attention, right? These
Yes.
nice
I
little
use
poses.
these very flirty eyes and sustained contact to get those interested persons.
Very nice. I like that. So, Andréa, your piece, I just watched it. I mean, I've watched it several times, of course. And first, I want to tell you that I love it so much that I really enjoy the funk in it, the jazz in it, the sassy. I mean, your dancer, Daniela Ramirez, she is fierce. I mean, her hair
Oh,
is blowing, and she
I love
she is
her.
like no apologies. She's amazing. Now, your piece is desire mentality and your sexual superpower. I'm going to go ahead and read off my really cute
Yes.
clipboard here. Okay, so your sexual superpower is allowing desire to flow from your brain and into alluring and convincing words and sustained eye contact.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think that once that spark happens, when you see someone and you're just like, whoo, gotta have them. It's something magnetic there. It's something explosive that happens. And you start to let it ruminate in your mind and you start making plans like, ooh, this person is making me feel excited, aroused. I really want to get to know them, see what's going on behind the face. Make sure there's something in the mind behind that. And really coming together, putting words together, making plots on how to speak to them. And it's so funny because a lot of people use like pickup lines, and I do have a couple of my own.
You have to share.
Used.
Oh my gosh, you have to share. I need to know. I'm going to take notes.
Okay, so
Yes, go ahead.
one that I've used is I'll go up to a guy and be like, "Hey, aren't you?" Use a fake name, so and so's brother,
Oh my gosh.
and he's like, "No." I'm like, "You're not?" Like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, so and so is not your brother? And he's like, no. And they look confused. And I'm like, oh, you know what? You look much better than him. You're more handsome than he is. How you doing? What's your name?
Okay, I love
guys
that.
are always thrown off when they're flattered and complimented anyway.
Right, because they don't get it often.
Mm-mm. So they're all discombobulated. Like, huh? Who, me? Yes, you. You, sir. With your cute self.
I just have to tell you that Hannah, our technical director, she just commented, and I'm going to totally say what you just typed out, Hannah, but she said that is hella smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, that's right.
And you have to do it. You have to do it with the batting of the eyelashes. Oh my gosh, you're not him. You have to do a shoulder touch with it. Mm-hmm. Have to
See, I
engage
like
all
that.
those different senses. It's like you're engaging his listening, his ears. You're engaging him by touch. You're confusing his mind a little bit. He's trying to think like, wait a minute, who is this person? You put him off guard a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And flirting is not easy. It's something that you have to practice.
Yes.
And it's a form of confidence, I would say, right?
Yes. Definitely. And
yeah, you don't want to see me flirt. I'm
You
like
know,
this. Oh.
and that's the thing for like people who are always like, I don't know how to flirt. I'm like, just the easiest thing is just like even easier one is just going up to a guy like, oh, that's a really cool hat or pin or backpack or whatever. Something, find something on them to compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, that's a really cool backpack. Like, oh yeah, thanks. Oh, where'd you get that from? I like the design. Oh, then they can start talking about something. It's like just you put the onus on them to tell you about themselves.
Right. And you say that in your piece in the beginning, the spoken word,
Mm-hmm.
that we hear your voice, which I'm so happy that we get to hear your voice. And you say that the desire comes from, is this right? Initiates from the brain.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Because there's neurons firing, and then once you
Yes.
actually communicate and engage with this person, then you get all these beautiful endorphins from feeling good, especially when the conversation goes the way you want it to. When you exchange numbers, you start planning on going on dates, you get excited, you start getting makeup ready, you're texting this person like, oh, da da da, and even more so in that dating process, you just start texting them different things that you want them to know about you, different things that you think are funny. All of those endorphins and neurons are firing, and it makes you feel all yummy and giddy inside. I love it.
Well, I have to admit that's how I feel about Bliss Live and all the BDF. As you see, I put on lots of makeup and I got ready for you
Yes.
because you are special, and I want to make sure that I looked good for you,
Oh,
Andrea,
thank you. Yes.
and
You look
and
very
for
nice.
and for Stephanie too. Hi, Steph. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm just practicing my flirting right now. So okay.
Yes.
Um, So I see lots of jazz dance movement in your piece. Did you decide this, or did it come out naturally in the choreographic process?
I feel like it kind of came to me through the music, not necessarily on purpose, but just the vibe that I was getting from it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the song has like this boom, 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 bah, ah, boom, dum, 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 da, 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 da. And if you even like took kind of, if you took the bass out and if you like slowed it down, you could like even take it back to like more Fosse style jazz with da, 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 you know, and it's just I love to do mashups of styles. So it gave me jazz, it gave me funk, it gave me a little hip hop attitude. It gave me a really sexy breakdown in that middle part where it slows down. I'm like, okay, I listen
Oh,
to it,
her
and
leg comes around on the
yes,
chair.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and when I listened to the song and I heard that, I immediately thought of like choreography, and I was like, yes, we need to have a chair because that's when we slowing it down, letting that person know, come on over here, have a seat, get
Have a
ready for the
seat.
show.
I'm a fan of choreography, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yes. Is your background, can you tell us your background in dance?
Oh yeah. So I've been dancing for 20 plus years. I know that doesn't make sense looking at me. And I've studied um, foundational ballet, jazz, modern, um, hip hop, different African diasporas, Congolese, West African, um, dance hall, a little bit of salsa, a little bit of like whacking and house. And I've taken just a couple of different classes here and there of like different styles of like Afro Cuban. And I just like to mix all those styles together because I just have a love for seeing all these different elements together. And I can't pick a favorite child. I love them all, and I love to see
Mm-hmm.
people's different interpretations. And I really like to study the history of movement as well. It's like I want to know where these movements originate from. Where's the background? Where does musical theater style dance come from? Where does a shuffle come from? Where does a
Mhm.
1, 2, 3 salsa step come from? And then when you switch it and add the hips, it turns into a samba or a soca, so it's the different variations of one movement and taking it and really breaking it down to its essence, to its feet, to the hips, to the waist, to the back, to the shoulders, the shimmy of the movement. So just all of these things, and like training with people here around the Bay has been such a journey for me. And I wish I could see more folks mixing it up as well. And that's one thing I do like about the Bay Area, is that you see different people doing different styles sometimes. So
Mhm.
that's really fun to see. Someone who I've seen in the community is a young lady named Jessica Racinos. And I've seen her doing Afro-Cuban. I've seen her doing some hip hop and house. I've seen her doing some jazz. Her company, Rising Rhythm, just recently had their first online show, and they incorporated some spoken word that was written by the young youth company members. That was amazing. And I'm like, more people like in the Bay Areas like need to spread out. That's one thing that's great. I see so many people, sprinkling here and there, but I want more people to do it. Like, get out there, see what else is out there. Go try some katak dance. Go try some tap. Go try, some native indigenous dance, really dig into other cultures outside of what you maybe grew up with.
I totally agree. I think that we get stuck sometimes with what we're comfortable with. And I mean, it's interesting because, even for myself, there was a time that I was really stuck with my jazz, really stuck with my contemporary. And I did. I took a step out with some hip hop, with locking. I mean, I know you can't even imagine me doing that, but there was a time.
No,
And
yeah, okay.
yeah, it was really fun, and it was funky. That's why I really can appreciate the funk. I mean, there's funk in
Yeah.
jazz, but there's also commercial jazz, which is very different, right? Um, okay, so
I've always wanted to lock, but I'm like, I can't quite lock it together. I'm like,
it's really
definitely a skill.
interesting because it's very. I feel like it's very loose and very. It's funky and it's funny, but then it's also very loose and very cool. Like, it depends on how you roll that wrist, right? Okay, wait. So speaking of rolling the wrist, I saw that in your choreography. Did you like how I did that? I saw
Yeah.
that in the choreography. There's a lot of wrist rolling, and there was hip, pelvis rolling. Excuse me. And I was wondering if there was what that meant for you in your choreography.
Oh, yes. For me, I feel like the rolling of the wrist, like
Mhm.
I see that in flamenco, and I think flamenco is one of the sexiest dances. I see it but I see a lot of hand and finger motions in bachata, in salsa, and partner dancing. And the person that I decided to work with, Daniela, like, she has a background in bachata, so I'm like, that's gonna be really hot because she already knows what to do with all this wrist movement and head, and giving me sexy all in here with the
Mhm.
eyes. She's really good at that. So I'm like, she has a
Mhm.
background, so I was like, I can put it in there and she'll know what to do with it.
Yeah, I definitely saw that in her eyes. And I did. I mean, she was very clear about her wrist isolations, right? I loved it. It was beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, it is sexy and sensual, but it's also really beautiful the way she isolated like that. Um,
Yes.
we
And
have a little bit more time left, and I
oh
want
yeah.
to make sure. Was there something that you wanted to say?
Yes. I just wanted to say that, like, although I choreographed, I did allow some room for her to kind of freestyle a little
Mhm.
bit. And so that's how we got some of the more wrist movements that weren't as choreographed. Like, there's some moments in the chair that are doing and sitting and releasing. And she's really good with just like turn, pop, ow, work it over there. And it's like those little micro changes, those slight changes to the
Mhm.
side, to up, to back, shoulders back. that, allowing her to have like kind of that free space, that free moment, those free moments
Yeah.
really added another layer to the sexiness.
What I just saw you do was very like roll and pose, roll, pose, It was
Mm-hmm.
really nice posing.
Thank you.
So I have a question. I mean, this is a Q&A. So what made you decide to choreograph on someone else and not on yourself?
For myself, I guess I don't see myself as a sexier dancer like in that way and like moving in that way. I mean, I can do it, but it's really not my forte. It's like I love to see it, love to choreograph it, but like sometimes I get a little shy about presenting myself in that way because I feel like I'm more of a passionate person when it comes to storytelling that's more serious. I mean, I can have fun too, but like really getting into that sexy side. And also, I love to collaborate with other people, and I knew it was going to be easy working with her because I worked with her before, and also I knew that this particular dance of being so sexy, I'm like, she's a gorgeous goddess. She's beautiful. She can handle it. She can take those freestyle moments, and also I just wanted to see somebody else in quarantine besides myself.
Well, I do feel like, I mean, from what I just saw, that you are a very sexy and sensual dancer, not just a choreographer, but I can tell by your movements and the way, yeah, I mean, come on now. But I thought you made a wonderful choice. I thought Daniela was great. I mean, she was beautiful and she really did that eye thing. She really used her eyes. So that was
Yes.
very nice. Um, Let's see. I think, did
Yes.
we have time for
Also,
one more
um,
question?
let me just also add
Yeah,
one
go
last
ahead.
thing. Also, I like to do collaborations with people, and I like to spotlight people, other dancers outside of myself,
Mhm,
as I kind of move more into artistic director versus being
mhm,
on stage so much. Um, and like she was just a person who, this is a young lady, like this is a woman who's a gorgeous, beautiful, sexy dancer. This is a Latino woman. This is a queer woman. I'm like, she's amazing. Let her have this spotlight. I want more people to see and get to know her and like her style and her movement. I want to
mhm,
continue to work with her because the way that I see Spearman Co is like I want to work with all peoples, you know, what especially coming from a partner work background for her especially,
mm.
and she's done like jazz and like modern and stuff like that in the past, but like not recently. And I was like, oh no, we got to bring you back, girl. Like, come on back to the to the jazz, funk, modern dance side. I'm always begging her like, come back to jazz and modern. And she has been like doing more of that, which I'm so
Mhm.
proud of her for like just moving and continuing to elevate and expand herself. um and for taking that time, with me, and just really being able to show that part of herself on camera in a way that's different than dancing in front of people in a ballroom or club setting or on a competition stage.
Andrea, you know
Yes.
how much I love your flowers, right?
Yes.
What are those for?
Oh, so
Or is it just for me? Is it just for me?
well, so I was actually filming another dance film earlier today, and I just decided to keep these on for you. I'm like, I bet you would love this flower crown. These
Mhm.
colors are great. I'm just gonna keep my makeup on, like keep it cute for you.
What's this project?
This project is for Chloe and Co.'s upcoming show called Drove, and this is series. I forget the numbers, but it's an annual series that they do that's showcasing different dance artists and companies. And this piece is focused on death and life. And I had done the death portion earlier, and I was doing a bit of the life and light, and I wore this, and I have where is it? I don't have it with me, but it's a floral like curtain that I have.
Oh.
And I danced with it out near the shoreline. I use it to cover myself, and I'm wearing all white. And it was a really great Mother Nature goddess type vibe, because it's like you want to teeter between life and death, and it's like moving into the light, moving into openness, moving to awakeness, and it's like keeping this wide open space, letting air and water come into your body and lungs and not be kind of sucked in by the times that we're in.
Thank you so much for letting us know about your next project. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what that's all about. And thank you for coming out today and joining us and letting me get all in on your business. Letting everyone out there get in on your business. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I maybe I'll try your flirting tips one of these days.
Do. You can try. You can still flirt with the people that you're already committed to. Catch them off guard, like, hey, you know, whistle at them while they're going to the car. Like, hey, now, I want to get me some of that. They'd be like, wait, what's going on? Like, all right, see you later.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming out tonight, and hopefully this is your second year doing the Bliss Dance Festival, and hopefully you'll come back next year with us.
Yes, yeah? I look forward to it.
Me too. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and joining us for this interview with Andréa Spearman. And I just need to give a shout out real quick to Christina Silvera, because it is her 21st birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Thank you very much, you guys. Have a